beginner workout today. We're going to be doing upper lower core. I am going to be using weights today, but they're not entirely necessary if you do not have any. But if you want to do similar exercises and you don't have weights, you can always use water bottles, canned goods, anything where you have a little bit of uniform weight. So we're going to start with our warm up. We're going to go palms up, cross the body, and turn the palms down, alternating which arm is on top as we go through our arm swings. I tried to make this workout relatively intro level, but you could certainly make it a little bit more challenging on yourself or easier depending on the weight that you use. Most of the moves most people should be able to do. We will be on the ground a little bit if you do want a mat though. We're going to push our hips back, draw our hand in front of our body. Then as we push our hips forward and stand up, we'll pull back on our left fingers, arms overhead. It's the left lean to the right. Right lean to the left. Do that once more here. This time pulling back on the right fingers, arms overhead. And continue with the hamstring stretches. We'll go with our floor sweep. So I'm going to step forward with my left foot, toes pointed up, big sweep forward, switch, big sweep forward. We'll just push our hips back, feet we'll go hip width apart, and we're going to go into our just quarter squats here. Just loosen some of the cobwebs, get the oil flowing through the joints, chest stays lifted, hips back. We're going to hinge our hips, crawl forward with our arms as if we're in a swimming pool. Go back. All right. Use this. And put round one. So round one, we're on the ground for the whole time. Our first exercise is our chest fly. And I'll just take the first couple reps slow, and then we'll just go right into all of our exercises. We've done them all before. So with our chest fly, you can get on your back. You can either do it with your feet extended out like this or bent. Whatever your preference is. I find this is a little easier for beginners. Have the knees bent, but we're going to slowly tear the weights apart till our elbows just hover over the ground, and then we're going to close up the weights. And then we squeeze up the top. Yeah, always just a slight bend in the elbows. And don't let the elbows rest on the ground. If you don't have weights, you could be doing push-ups instead. Okay, so we can set those down. And then we just have our hands on our sides. Same position if you were doing with bent knees, and then we just push our hips up as high as we can and touch them down. Hips up, gently touch the bottom of the ground. We're doing 20 of these. There we go. And then we're going to go into our dead bug. So our legs are bent at 90-90. I extend out opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring them back up. And then switch sides. There's 2. 4. Again, if you want to make this easier, as I've said in previous videos, you can always shorten off your range of motion, right? Like I could just go there instead. I try to get the arms still moving through the full range of motion just because that's the easier of the two to move. Okay, that's round 1, so you can grab some water if you'd like. I'm just going to stay hanging out down here. I'm going to show you a different angle for the chest flies this round, just so you can maybe get a little bit more information. We're going to start in 3, 2, and 1. And just hover the weights above the ground, hover my elbows above the ground. Keeping everything in line or just below shoulder height. This is an exercise where you use slightly lighter weight than other exercises. Like you wouldn't be pressing the same amount of weight you would be doing chest flies with. Okay, then we can go into our glute bridges. Hands at the sides, and we just push our hips up. It's almost like you're, pinching a $100 bill between your butt cheeks at the top. And you can gently relax the bottom, but it's not for long. And one more. Good. If you want to make those harder, you just get your feet out a little farther, or you can do single leg. All right, and then we get into our dead bug position. So my arms are stacked over my shoulders. I bend my knees at 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees. And I extend opposite arm, opposite leg. 2. 4. 6. 8. And 10. All right. Go through one more round of that. Give you guys a little bit more time to rest here. Remember, take all the time you need on this. You can always pause me. And then just catch up later. All right, so we slowly tear apart the weights. Elbows just float above the ground. Squeeze our chest, bringing the weights together. Remember to breathe appropriately. So I'm breathing in, and then I breathe out when I'm bringing the weights together. Same with our glute bridges. I breathe in when I'm lowering, and I breathe out as I bring my hips to the sky. everybody joining me here. Okay. I think that it's 20. Using a loose count when you're sniffing your face. Okay, into our dead bugs. If you have shoulder problems, you can always just go into like a reverse crunch instead. And one more each side. Okay. We will go to group 2. We have our bent over row, reverse lunge, and our bird dog. Gonna let this guy out. Come on. Go. Well, if you don't have weights, you could do like a modified renegade row without weights, still trying to pull or hinge tees, something to get the back involved. But for bent over row, again, we're just going to go through round 1 nice and slow. I push my hips back, slight bend at the knees, chest is lifted, and just pull the elbows past the body. Nice straight back through, and then for our reverse lunge, you don't even need to hold the weight straight. Again, if you want, just hold them at your side. But again, we take an exaggerated step back, opposite arm, opposite leg. And then the back knee, it just hovers just a couple inches above the ground. All right. For a bird dog, we just get onto the ground in a quadruped position. So my knees are under my hips, my hands are under my shoulders. I try to be in a position where I'm not kicking anything. Extend opposite arm, opposite leg. There's 2. 4. And one more on each side. Okay. That's round 1. I'll show you sort of what you can do without weight for the back instead. So we could do like I showed you sort of the hinge tees a lot lately. I'm going to show you the prone tees. So we're going to lie on our back. If you want to continue with the bent over row, now is the time. All right, so I'm just starting with my thumbs up, and I just lift my arms with my thumbs pointed up the whole time. With only using my arms, I don't have to use anything else. We also want to watch we're not shrugging our shoulders so that we're staying in line, making that nice T. With the lunges, I'll show you this round how you can use your weights. Just hanging them at your side, and next turn I'll show you how you can just use one weight. So I just have my weights at my side, and I take that exaggerated step back. Nice tall spine. And I don't allow that front knee to travel too much. because I'm able to sit back a little bit with the lunge. You know, it's not so much a squat. There's our 10 there. Our bird dog. Modified position. Up arm onto the leg. There's 2. Okay, the last round. Go back to the bent over rows. Go ahead and grab some water. And hinge, nice tall spine. Pull the elbows past the body. We really want to avoid T-rexing here, so I'm not lifting the weights like that. I pull the elbow past the body, using my back muscles, not my arms. There's 10 there. And our reverse lunge, if you only, like, 2 weights was too hard, you can always hold one in a goblet position. So my elbows are under my wrist, so that's my ability. Nice and stacked. And then I just go through my lunges in the same pattern, but the weight is just held nice and close to my chest. Halfway. Perfect. Onto our bird dog, and then we're on to our last group of exercises. Show you from the front, or diagonal side here. And we really try not to topple here, leading to either side. Okay. Excellent. Bring us to our last group. We have our curl to press, sumo squat, and plank shoulder tap. All right. I'll grab our weights. Elbows nice and close to my side. Curl up, press, down, just reversing the motion, right? Try to press in line with my ears. Halfway. Alright, and I'll show you the sumo squat without any weight, sort of do the same style I did last time. Sumo squat is just, I'm standing a little bit wider towards the pointed out, I have more room to sit. I keep my chest lifted. Good. Our plank shoulder tap. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the modified way. Full way is from the toes. I'll show you that next time. Modified is just from the knees. Still have that nice straight line. Then I'm just touching the shoulder with the opposite hand. There's 16. Take a break if you need it. We'll be jumping into it quite shortly. Curl press, I curl up, press. Nice fluid motion, but I keep things tight to my body, especially the elbows as I'm curling. hold the weights on for our sumo squats too. When I do this, I take this wide stance and I let the weights drop to the inside of my knee as I stay with my chest lifted. More. Good. Show you the full plank shoulder tap. I'll show you how we can modify that again in the third round. So you can widen your feet as much as you need to make this easier, or bring your hands closer together on the ground to make it easier. And then you're just sort of using the bases of the tripod. But we really just don't want to wiggle there. And our feet there. For last round, if we're curl press, again, you could be using cans of soup for this, and it would still be rather challenging if you're a beginner, using muscles you're not used to using. Give you guys another second here before we get into it. We're getting in 3, 2, and 1. So we curl, we press. Some people find it more comfortable to sort of just do the military press, which is their elbows in front here, so it's a little bit more fluid too. And you just press right there. Whatever is best for you. And one more. Okay, and just like the reverse lunge, we can hold this in like a goblet position. Do our sumo squat. Two more. Another way you can do your incline or your shoulder taps is from an incline position. I'm just going to use the couch. Just try to make it as difficult as I can on myself so I'm not so much stacked anymore. So I really have to use my core to hold myself up. If you tend to have wrist problems, I wouldn't suggest not being stacked. 7, 7, 8, and 8 for 16. All right, so we'll go right into our cool down. I'm feeling just going straight to the ground on our back. Arms overhead in that Y. Excellent job today. Take a few deep breaths down here. And we'll take our left leg and we'll cross it over our right. Bring our right leg towards our chest. Left hand to the hole. Right hand on the outside. Pull the right knee towards the chest. And allow the head to rest on the ground. And we'll switch sides. The right hand through the hole, left hand is on the outside, and let the head rest on the ground. Pulling the left knee towards the chest. Good. If you have a pillow for this one, you might want to use it. Essentially what I'm going to do, make sure you guys can see, is I'm going to bring my knee across on that pillow. My left knee is on the pillow right now, crossed over my right leg. My left hand is on top of my right hand, and then I'm just going to turn and open up to the best of my ability while keeping that knee on the pillow. Feel that rotational stretch. If you have like an exercise ball or like multiple pillows, you might be able to get your arm to the ground, but if you can't, that's okay. We'll switch sides. Again, I'm going to bring my right knee over. Then I have my right hand on top of my left hand like it's a closed book. And I open it up, and I'm just holding it, looking towards my right hand. Left leg is nice and straight, right leg is bent across. Okay. Slowly sit up into our butterfly. So my bottoms of my feet and the soles of my feet are touching together, and I'm bringing my heels close to my groin. Chest is again lifted, and then I'm trying to actively get my knees to the ground as I pull in here. And you could have a slight lean forward with your torso as well. For me, it's not too necessary. Go into our child's pose. Push my hips back. Draw my hands forward. Get a nice deep breath. Go into our cat-cow. Quadruped position. Tuck my chin in, perch my spine up. And as I breathe in, I go into this neutral spine position, chin at neutral height, just looking forward. And then breathe out into that cat position. Then you can just move through this on your own natural breath cycle. When you're breathing out, you're going into the cat. When you're breathing in, you're going to the cow. If you have your pillow still handy, we can kneel on it for our half kneel hip flexor. So my right knee is on the pillow, my left leg is forward. I push my hips forward. If my right knee is down, I bring my right arm up. Feel that stretch all down the side here. And we'll switch sides. Go this side here so you can see goings on. Push my hips forward. Left arm comes up. Nice big stretch down the left side here. All right, and that is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the workout. It was nice to teach again after having a week off. If you as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave a comment, send me an email. If you enjoyed the workout, Justin will have another beginner workout Thursday afternoon. If you are looking for something a little bit more intense, he has HIIT. This afternoon, Donna has her lower body and core, and I will be back on the schedule on Thursday. I hope to see you then. Have yourself a wonderful day.